Hello, fellow adventurers. I'm Jake Gallagher, and welcome to episode 3 of the Elenia Toth D&D series. When we first started playing this game, we didn't know that we were going to be posting it. So right now we're kind of piecing together pieces of history so that we can catch you up with the properly recorded episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is episode 3. What we have here today is the episode 3 summary, which is like 5 or 6 minutes long. Then we've got a fraction of the full recording because we only recorded like a quarter of the 4-hour session that day. The session picks up after the big ambush, and then we've got the player checkouts at the end recorded. So if you want to catch up to what's happened so far in episode 3, make sure you look up the full, extremely shoddy recording of session 1, as well as the fun session summaries for session 1 and 2. And here you're about to hear the summary of session 3. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Session 3. The party wakes up in the woods. And basically, Oona wakes up alone without Petra, and Oona's with Valentus, and Daphne wakes up alone without. Oona wakes up alone without Edmund, and Daphne wakes up alone without Petra, and as Daphne's sitting there, a raven comes down and makes friends with her. And then she continues walking north. She runs into Oona and Valentus. Valentus lets the party know that the reality is the queen has been acting weird these past 6 years, and that the prince has had some tension with her. And the party again surmises perchance that the prince left of his own volition rather than was kidnapped, because the party's been on a quest to rescue the kidnapped prince so far, but they are discovering other dimensions to this plot. Oona and Daphne and Valentus head north, where they run into a sort of ravine-ish area, which has this old lady who needs help with her cart in the middle of it. As they're talking to the old lady, the old lady transforms into an illusion wizard who casts Charm Person on Oona, runs away, and casts a rope trick scroll, climbs the rope into a pocket dimension as an ambush ensues. A group of teenagers ambush the party in a ravine, shooting down on them from raised ground. There is a very interesting looking woman in a cape who has 2 derringers, who is shooting at the party. Pop, 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 pop. She tries to take the party down with this area of effect gun technique, which accidentally kills one of her own people. The party is very angry with her, and the lady escapes on a horse. The party kills everybody. Then Oona she hates guns, so she's trying to climb up to this one dead body that was shooting down at her, but she almost kills herself climbing cliffs and falling off them over and over again. Eventually, the illusion wizard comes out of the hole in the sky, and he is revealed to be a guy who is a spurned lover of this woman that was shooting at them. And he tells them that the woman that was shooting at them was the leader of this thing called the Children's Rebellion. The Children's Rebellion seeks to abolish dueling as well. Dueling is a rite of passage in this society, and that the Children's Rebellion wishes to abolish nobility and royalty in general. And this illusion wizard noble person, whose name is Hans Chumley, Lord Hans Chumley Tamerwin, he was clearly romantically involved with the leader of this organization named Fia. That's the woman that was shooting at him at the mall, and now he's being spurned. He's reconsidering his options. The the party and he all talk to each other, and they surmise that the prince was headed to the home base of the Children's Rebellion, a army camp to the north. The party goes off the road to take a long rest. They wake up and discuss very, very much at length what their plan should be at the fort of the Children's Rebellion without looking at it. And then finally, having made a decision on a tactic, Lord Hans, Daphne, Oona, and Valentus head north to and find the large wooden palisade fort of the Children's Rebellion, and their plan is to send Lord Hans into the fort to talk to the prince, to convince the prince to go through a weak part in the palisade wall to talk to Valentus, his former tutor. And the party's goal is to learn why the prince has left and what he's up to, and see if they can return him to the queen, as was their mission. Thus end description of sessions 2 and 3.
That's us! Like, no, man!
Oh, that's a natural 20 plus stuff.
Okay, you can tell that that's not
this?
completely true.
Liar! You better start telling the truth or I will smash your head in.
All I ask, first of all, let's not have this conversation. The smashing of heads is not going to progress our conversation any further. What I would ask is a simple parlay. All I ask is that we exchange a few words, explain ourselves, and I, for one, would very much like to know what you're doing here as well.
What does Oona say?
Oh, yeah, man!
And of course, you're still sitting up on the cliff face.
Yeah.
The thing.
Oh, it sounds totally cool to me!
Just bleeding, covered in dirt from falling off the
You
side.
seem like a reasonable woman,
Perfect.
and I think all I would ask is I'm going to climb down this rope, and are you carrying is that what the doctor hits my knee with?
You know, sometimes we have to be multi-hyphenates in this world.
All I would ask is that you not check my reflexes today
Right.
until we've had a chance to have a conversation.
Speak quickly.
May I climb down the rope? Would you mind stepping a few paces back just to give me enough room?
Sure.
I'm not much of an athlete. Just slowly climbing down. What are you two doing here?
Well, Valentus is also there. He's just bleeding.
What are the
You mean like, with all due respect, there are 3 of us and 1 of you. I think you are the one who will be answering the questions. What are you doing here?
And
Why were you dressed as an old woman?
It looks like your friend needs healing.
Which one?
Yeah.
Worry about yourself.
I can help you. I just need a guarantee of safe passage
To where?
until we're out of the forest. That's all.
Valentus is like, I don't trust him. He was clearly with these ambushers.
Mm-hmm.
Valentus says to you, why did you ambush us?
I didn't ambush you.
You were in disguise as an old lady. You ambushed us.
I have a decision to make. Those people are part of an army. And it is not advisable for you to walk further into the woods blindly after them. Who sent you here?
Valentus interrupts. I'm bleeding very badly. Could we maybe tie him up and take a short rest, please? I don't trust him, but I need a short rest.
I mean no harm to you. As you can see, I have no armor. My only weapon is this dagger, and my spells, you'll have to believe me, are exhausted for the day. So, unless I get an hour of quiet study, I'm certainly not capable of doing you any harm. And you'll just have, and now there no bluff check in 5e or
Deception.
Yeah.
well, I'm not being deceptive. Per
You
se.
haven't-
And
Persuasion, yes.
I'll tell you when to roll things. You
All
just
right.
keep talking. But if
Yes.
you want to roll persuasion, you can.
I am persuading them, and that is a 14.
Do we do that against insight or
Michael.
like how do you want to do that?
Well, it depends on if you would believe him or not. If you are not believing,
I don't think. Let's go back because again, don't ask to roll.
Yeah,
I'll tell you when to
yeah.
roll. There's no reason to roll. You're talking to them,
Yes.
right? If you're not you're
And
just
I
exchanging
happen to be-
information with them.
I swear to you, I'm telling the truth. If you continue on the path that you're going, you are going to die. There are hundreds of people in a compound in this forest, and whoever sent you here, assuming it was somebody, sent you to your death.
Are you curious about his veracity?
Yes.
Roll
but-
insight.
Is he sus? Yeah, that's what we're calling it from here on out. Sus check. Well, that's a natural one, so yes.
You can't tell whether
Yeah,
he's lying or
yeah.
not.
Yeah, so I
100%. Guys,
so good to say.
be up and up.
It looks like we could all use a breather. If you will permit us to bind your hands during this break, then that will be a pretty big show of trust.
Do you promise that you will do? And what is your background? You're a priest?
I work in animal husbandry.
Sus.
If you're curious about that, you can roll insight.
Yeah.
It's true, but
20.
She works in animal husbandry.
And I'm curious about whether, her intention in binding my hands is to slit my throat.
Oh, what does your character say about when he says it?
no.
You rolled it.
Like I mean,
You rolled a 20, so
yeah,
you
no,
can.
you say that your weapons are your hands. You just yeah.
I saw heat lightning too.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
You can tell that she is a person of her word.
Yeah. I won't kill you now.
And you're good with
You
me,
you
man.
rolled a 20, so you know it's true.
I'm stuck on
You
it.
look her up and down, and you can tell that she's a
All
person
right.
of her word.
As a gesture of good faith,
Yes.
and what I would ask is that my gesture of good faith be repaid with good faith.
Sure.
All right, you can do it.
All right. Yep. So I say we take a short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah. Keep in mind, only his hands are currently bound,
yeah.
and he is a spell user, a caster.
Well, I think
Well,
I have to
I did
study
take
my
some out or
spellbook in the
whatever.
short rest there to do arcane.
Well, that's up to the other people.
All right.
I
would
mean,
ask-
it's
well-
more symbolic. I mean, it is practical as well, but I'm not going to gag him.
Are my hands
right
tied
now.
in front of me or behind me?
Behind you.
Can I?
Can you read my book?
Yes.
You gonna try to slip something in there?
Can
You bored?
I read
I
my
need.
spellbook?
I need to refresh my arcane knowledge while we're resting. May I please have a look at my spellbook? Persuasion.
Roll persuasion. What is he rolling against?
That's
It's-
I mean,
11.
It depends
Yeah.
on the person. It would be like
Yep.
a saving throw or.
Which one are you trying to
insight.
persuade?
I'm trying to persuade her to let me read my spellbook
Where
while
is
we
it?
rest. It's in my pack here.
But like, what's her save
Can-
on that?
she's going-
Like, what is
May I?
You may find it interesting to look at as well.
what does she
Well,
need to roll
she'll
to
take
be
it
not
out.
persuaded?
She's gonna put it on the ground and she'll be like, "You can use your nose to turn the page."
Right.
All right. She's letting me study
Yeah,
the
I'm
book.
letting him
she's
take it
letting,
out.
She's giving me.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you, thank you. You know what? This has been really fantastic.
Shut up.
Oh my God, there's hundreds of dudes.
All right, so you take a short rest. His hands are bound. Roll any hit die you want to roll to get your hit points back.
Okay.
You're level 1, so you have 1 hit die, right?
Yes.
So you-
Excited as that.
12,
You have a
It's-
12,
You have a 12. I have an 8.
and then you add your Constitution modifier.
and then Tim, what do you get? 1 of your spells back from
I get
Arcane
one
Recovery?
of my spells back.
Yeah. Okay. So very good.
What's his name's
Plus
also
your
gonna
do it.
Constitution
Interesting.
modifier.
Valentus.
Yeah.
He's just gonna go back to full health.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what his full health is, but
I think it's 11.
Scrappy old.
I'm
dude.
glad Valentus didn't die.
Yeah, he was real close.
I was gonna.
Valentus, I want to know about the
I
war.
was taking care of it.
I see that you didn't manage to kill the hooded woman.
9. Yeah.
She is a slippery lady. Do you know who she is?
I think you don't know how apt that is. I do know who she is. And I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that you spared her in your
That was
haste.
not an intentional move.
Kind of a sore subject for me.
So after an hour, charm
missed
person
her
is worn
twice.
off after
Correct.
a short rest.
Yeah.
So-
So now you're aware. That
So
he
Oona,
did
the
that.
charm person spell wears off, and you are now aware that he cast a spell on you to charm you.
This is not helping.
Trust
His
issues.
trust issues. All
Every fucking person.
abandoned.
Can I have the
manipulated.
bug spray stuff? Bug stuff?
Oh.
So you wake up from your short rest. Everybody's get their hit points back to the extent that they do, and you're. He's upset that you spared the hooded lady.
Did they? Who sent you to attack the children's rebellion?
The children's rebellion. That is what they are called.
You don't know about the children's rebellion?
Explain it like I'm 5.
You came into the woods armed, prepared for a battle, and you didn't know who you were fighting?
There are 2 of us, or 3 of us. We are not here for battle. We are ready in the case of this sort of thing, but we were not looking for trouble.
What were you looking for?
We are tracking
Tracking what?
our quarry.
And what is your quarry exactly?
Daphne, roll insight.
17.
You feel like you can trust this guy
Okay.
to some extent.
We were on royal business.
Royal business. So he knows that they have the prince.
Yeah.
Royal business. So the prince.
What do you know?
You cannot directly take him back. You will not find him. Or you'll be killed before you even get close.
Well, that's unfortunate. Where is he?
And when you say royal business, how long have you been associated with the queen?
2 days?
48 hours.
Yeah.
And why do you think she trusted you, of all people, then, with her own son?
She knew of my expertise in poison.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that perhaps she wouldn't be bothered if the first people that she hired and sent in would be turned into chopped meat?
Seemed like a bit of a waste.
Oona, what are you saying and thinking?
Well, from high up on my 8-foot cliff.
Right.
Who's sitting up there?
Peanut gallery.
Watch it, she's a little pouty. She's a little pouty. And the one suggestion that she let the gun person go away when she missed is what happened. Not trying to do that. And 2, now that
You want to try to get back up that cliff now?
I didn't roll a lot of hit points. She's a little at short rest and she's feeling a little tender still.
Well, I mean, you're halfway there. You got one
I wanna
athletics check
go,
up.
But yes, she's just feeling like this is all a little overwhelming at this point with all of the people coming and going, and they know about the guy, and maybe we were sitting in his cannon fodder, and
Yeah.
what the fuck, and life was simpler on the boat. What the hell?
What did the queen promise you for her son?
I don't think I had a choice to go, right? I just felt like walking up the
you-
floor in the morning and stuff.
Well, originally when
Right.
you were brought to the throne room, it was because you got arrested
Oh, right. Well,
and you were going to
know.
be in jail for like 6 or more
Listen.
years.
Yeah. Yes.
Arrested for what?
I don't
Well, you don't know that. She hasn't said it
She
yet.
ain't gonna say.
She hasn't said it
Tell you
yet.
that.
You don't know what I'm saying to
asking
her.
Yeah.
But you don't
But
know.
you
know
don't
that
know
it was
that
'cause I
she's
was
been
arrested.
You didn't hear
When-
me say that.
When we were talking before, I said I thought maybe she wanted me to help with like the royal stallions or whatever.
Oh yeah, that she
Yeah,
was going to
so-
be brought in because of her
Yeah.
specialty in animal husbandry to help out with
Right.
the horses.
It was one of those right place, right time things. We were summoned, and then she got attacked, and we intervened, and supposedly earned her trust that way. Of course, you know the royals have machinations that we don't know about, but we had very little choice. I feel.
I just got offered money. I got offered money, and I have a big debt to like not have to work on this boat that I work on. So, and I'd like to do some other.
She
stuff.
wakes.
I'm feeling very guilty right now.
No.
Oh, you'll get plenty of chances.
Okay. What else is happening with this conversation?
I mean, I'm gonna make it clear too. I don't know if we want to do the whole thing, but like, there's no, like, I think it's trying to find the balance between, because Valentus is still there, right? And he's a loyalist.
He doesn't know
so
about it.
I'm not as adept, but she may be able to finagle, like, signaling that there's no love lost with the queen, like, not a, whatever, but without, making Valentus clutch his pearls.
Can I see that Valentus is wearing queenly attire? Is he garbed up and that he's clearly associated with the queen?
Roll insight.
19.
He looks very aristocratic, and his style of dress indicates that he works. That he might have something to do with the royal court.
I'm going to send a message to
Sure, it's Daphne.
Daphne. And he works with the queen. You can whisper, but I can
yeah.
I can hear it. Yes.
Me.
So you haven't said your name yet, have you?
No, I haven't been asked.
We've had more important things to discuss.
Well, mysterious person. Daphne said something about the queen being attacked in the throne room, and this may tickle your mind about a piece of information that you exchanged with the hooded lady.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
You can sit on it if you want.
Yeah.
Well,
Who are you anyway?
oh, please, how rude of me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lord Hans Chumley of House Tamerwin. I'm sure you're familiar with my family, my estates, and temporarily on a sort of camping trip and exotic world tour to see, how the
Roll
the
deception.
common
You have
people
the
live.
camping trip.
Roll deception.
Well, I'll spill the. I'm gonna spill the beans. I'm just getting there slowly, and that's a 20.
Okay, they don't know anything.
It's not a natural.
So you're on a
20,
camping
yeah.
trip. Uh-huh.
I have been experimenting with meeting different people and different philosophies, and I became involved with the good people that you just killed. They're called the Children's Rebellion. As you've seen, no grizzled veterans among them. These are the bodies of teenagers that we're looking at that were taken from their homes and persuaded to join a movement run by a woman who, suffice it to say, has a great power over young men. I would say perhaps your prince as well.
Do you want to tell them more about the organization of the Children's Rebellion? I can fill in some blanks.
How do I feel? How am I feeling about this group?
I think that's up to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. I've been bedding down with them for about a month now, sleeping in their camp. Their filthy, disgusting camp, talking to their misguided youths for a while, and I think I could be of some help to you, provided that it's not your intention to blindly charge into their fortifications and get all of us killed. I am not sure how much of a hold this new self-styled queen has on the prince, but I can tell you that your only chance of getting to him is with me taking you to him.
Your speaker from the rain.
Sure.
And maybe actually I'm gonna switch. Or do you want to say?
No, go for it.
Yeah, okay, then I'm gonna switch there really quick.
And what I would ask from you in return is simply to tell the real queen what I've done for you and how I helped to get her son back.
Real queen.
That is all I need. Yes, not the false queen that we all just saw. The self-styled queen.
It is funny that, like, you know, the session where we're talking about these political machinations, it's like the two commoners in the party. Yeah, we're like, I don't give a fuck. Like, who's in charge? What else?
Copper's dumb.
Yeah. It's the worst of the metals.
Tim, to whom are you referring when you say the real queen?
Well,
Like,
That-
out of
oh,
character,
yeah.
what are you talking about?
I'm leading up to the point that I think that Fiat is a dangerous despot who wants to replace society with another form of dictatorship.
Okay, but I mean, you're talking about the self-styled queen and the real queen.
Yeah, the real queen is Aoife, and the
Right.
self-styled queen is Fiat.
Oh, okay. It's just Fia,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Do we?
They don't know the name yet.
Yeah, okay.
You know Aoife.
Well,
We know
Aoife, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but the other one.
No.
All right, keep going. Do your thing.
The woman in the hood is the leader of this organization, and she's a very dangerous person. She's an
So it's
extremely
assumed.
dangerous person.
Yes.
And I think that you do well to tread carefully and formulate a plan before you pursue.
So again,
Yeah,
would you like me to tell them what the organization is about,
please.
since you're trying to tell them everything
Yes.
about it? Okay.
Do it.
So the Children's Rebellion is an organization that's led by
Fia?
Fia Charles, and it strives to end the practice of rite of passage dueling in Greater Elenia. So in Greater Elenia, if you want to come of age, you have to win a duel, and when her older brother died dueling, she started speaking out about it everywhere in town. She developed a following, and that following has turned into the Children's Rebellion. But it has greater and more varied aims than just ending the practice of dueling for rite of passage. Hans, do you want to tell them the rest?
Yes.
So they also wish to abolish royalty and nobility and have everyone be equal. But it seems like Fia, who was the woman in the black hood, wants to be some kind of general secretary. Even as she abolishes nobility and royalty, she seems to want to be in charge.
Well, yeah, because some are more equal than others, right?
Yeah.
But, you know.
So that is, and have you said your name?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
So
Hans Chumley.
that is what
Hans
Lord Hans
Chumley.
Chumley Tamerwin
Yes.
reveals to you. And Daphne, you're aware that the Tamerwin family is a very influential, major noble house
Yes.
that practices magic and kind of has like its own little private magic school among their
Right.
spot. End of insertion.
Oh, it's good.
And apparently, I didn't realize that I know what they're doing. I already knew exactly what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you were sent.
Yeah.
The rain is getting a little too hard for. If it gets any harder, we're gonna have to pause. Because it will come through the tarp.
It will.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Just a little bit.
We'll give it like 4 minutes. If it gets worse, we'll pack up. If it stays like this, we'll probably pack up. All right, keep role playing while you still can.
Yeah. I'm not grabbing an umbrella just in case to cover our stuff.
So what say? You were sent here to recover the prince.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what other instructions did they give you?
Not to tell anybody about it.
Did they are they aware of how many people are out here?
Well, no, they didn't mention anything about children's rebellion or any of that at all. They said they didn't
Question.
know.
Yeah,
Question: do you all have masks?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you bring your mask?
I did.
We could finish this in my office, which is kind of small, but the options are either finish it in the office or
Even no information about this children's rebellion or an army in the fort. Nothing. They just said, go find the kid.
And what did you expect would happen? Where did you think it would be?
We don't know. It just looked like a party of 6 to 10 people were traveling and maybe kidnapped him because his window was broken.
All right. It's he wasn't kidnapped. He wants to be there. He's in the thrall of an extremely dangerous person, and we will need, and I say we, to come up with a different plan than simply brute force to get him out.
I'm all ears.
He will need to be persuaded to leave, and she will need to be deceived into letting him go.
Do you know him personally? We know you know her.
I've not met the prince.
So you've learned about the aims of this organization.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned that the prince is in the thrall of this slippery woman.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned that they're in a. What have you learned about the location?
They're in a
some
fortress
heavily
or whatever in the
place in the
Woods.
woods.
Okay, and
And these kids don't want to do the rapier thing, yet they keep showing up and trying to kill people.
you've learned that they have an organization that's based around getting rid of dueling
Mhm.
as a rite of passage. But yes, they keep showing up and fighting you.
And they're desiring ending hierarchy, which I think is cool. But
Have these guys fought them before today's encounter?
Ask them.
Have you guys? Well, wouldn't it have trickled back to me at the camp?
I don't think so.
Ask them.
Yes. Have you encountered any other resistance on the road?
not on the road, but when we were defending the queen in the castle, there was a weird wizard guy, but the people who shot at us were teenagers.
Yeah, that's the children's rebellion, and they knew you were coming. I think maybe they're a little surprised that such a small force was sent. Why did the queen send such a small force? Why such a small group?
Well, we were bigger. but not by much.
As much as I would like to think she thought we could handle it ourselves, I don't know, but I also don't know
Maybe
what.
yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was maybe she didn't want to make it look like she was sending an army. Maybe it was just like a more friendly party.
Cloak and dagger.
You're from Bourgogne?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you carrying any wine?
Alas.
I miss a fine Bourgogne's wine.
Me too.
So you're standing in a canyon with dead bodies lying around.
I'm still up on this.
She's up on that cliff.
Right.
Maybe
Yes.
feeling.
Wow.
We should we should retire to someplace more safe and maybe sleep through the night and regroup and talk.
Well, it seems you know the area, the terrain. Do you have a sense of where we may go?
I wouldn't suggest a fire. I think we should go camp quietly
Sure.
in a nearby
Are there caves?
cavern. I think the cave is the first place they would look.
Sure.
These hills are crawling with these people, so I do believe that I know a spot, Dungeon Master, where we could hope to have a little bit of safety
I
and
know a
privacy.
place.
Oh, you can roll survival.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 4 plus. Let's see, my elderly eyes in real life can't see
So
anything.
you are an
6.
unathletic waif of a person
Yes.
who is very uncomfortable sleeping in the woods. You don't know anything about where a good place to stay is.
Yes.
Now, you all had this mission to retrieve the prince. He's told you that the prince is at some kind of compound. What do you think you should do next?
Well, I have a question for Han,
Yes.
which is,
And what's
you have a good relationship with these people?
I do,
You've
as
been
far as they
staying
know.
with them?
They like me, they respect me, and in their mind, I am still their underling.
And who, I mean, did they just think we were coming to get the prince and that's why we were attacked? Or what? Who did you think we were?
That is exactly what they thought, and that is exactly why you were attacked, and it happens to be true.
And to have you confirm, are we the first party that's been sent after
I'm
this
sure
prince?
we are not.
I have not seen any other adventurers coming after the prince, actually. But he hasn't been with us very long. I've not even had the chance to
Do
speak
you
to him.
know how he got hooked up with this populist group?
Yes, she's writing him love letters. She's writing him, this demonic woman, Daphne.
Totally don't.
Roll insight, Daphne. Sounds
Oh,
like
I don't need to.
sounds like you already did.
Yeah, I don't need to. 18.
You can tell that he's not lying to you, but his perception of reality may be off.
She sent him a beautiful piece of poetry, Daphne, and that's all it took for the little prince, the imbecile, to come wafting out to the woods to join her compound of revolutionaries that want to overturn society.
Ridicule. But yeah, Hondo B. She clocks it.
Oona, what do you think your group should do next?
I gotta get off this cliff one way or another. Sitting on an 8-foot ledge. And I don't know if up or down is more dangerous at this point. But
Well, everyone took a short rest, so if you could ask for help.
Oh. I still don't like the idea of just leaving guns lying around on bodies, so I still want to get
Sure.
up there and at least take that, and then maybe that goes somewhere.
Okay, are you?
But yeah,
So you're gonna try to climb the steep thing?
yeah,
Okay. Roll athletics.
and be like, don't let me die, Jeff.
I'll catch
Don't let me
you.
die if this kills me.
She has a guidance cantrip.
Oh, but isn't she's up on the thing?
No, she's
because-
not.
Or she's going,
But I got
you're
a
going
nine-
to another one? Or you're going to
I
the
got a
other one?
19. Yeah, I'm going up the steeper
Oh.
one.
Well, she got a 19, but yes, I would have done.
Do
She's like, help me, don't die.
Be like, don't die.
Yep,
All right,
and then
so
you get to add a +4.
This is like a
Or
12-foot thing, and there's little crevices and shit. It's not like an easy climb, and you use the skills that you developed climbing the mast on the ship and hanging from the sails to get to the top of the
I was going to take your picture while you were gesticulating.
sexy. Get to the top of the steep cliff, and you get up there. You do it.
Yay.
like you climbed the top of the mast aboard the Riqueza, and you remember your childhood of out in the sea and the quiet moments when you first felt the touch of magic that
Yes.
you remembered when you were understanding that ball.
Like,
the other
no,
day.
I got access to some mystical shit.
So what do you do once you're up there?
I'm gonna search Gun Lady's body. I'm gonna take the gun.
Okay, you search Gun Lady's body. You find that the gun that she was using has been destroyed
Oh,
in the
God.
battle.
Come on,
However-
go over.
However, you do find that she has a little pouch at her waist which contains some very special looking bullets, and it's a little pouch of 5 bullets, and it has a little drawing of a flame on the outside of the
Helpful.
bullets. Yes.
I'm taking that.
And
And there's these like, are there these like, there was like gunpowder barrels up there?
that's everything of interest that you find on her
There's
body except for 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, there was gunpowder barrels up there.
I would check out those barrels too.
Looks like a barrel of gunpowder.
That's it. And they were like, well, I'm not that familiar with gunpowder.
It's like a barrel this high, and it's filled up to about this much with dark black powder, which you assume to be gunpowder since it's next to this pistolero.
I'm gonna
Just
kick
a
it
little.
over and then yell, I hate guns!
You kick over the barrel of gunpowder, and one of the pieces of wood breaks, and the gunpowder scatters into the grass.
Yeah, like, nobody else is using that. Idiots.
I like it. I support it.
Is there any, I guess I'd look from up there on that ledge, is there any, like, how'd that person get up there, or a trail for, like, a different way down?
Roll, hang on. This is my new Dungeon Master screen. Roll perception.
That's not a lot. 11.
You see what looks like the top of like some rocks that you could climb down that's sort of on the back of the hill that you wouldn't have noticed from the bottom. Do you wish to climb down?
Yeah, I'd climb down now. Anyway.
You climb down it. You're still up on that like thing that was the cardboard thing.
Yeah, the second.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while she's up there, what's happening down here?
What is happening? I mean, just so I can get it straight as a player, like, obviously you've been scorned by this woman, but you've called her the pretender and Queen Ifa the real
Yeah.
queen. So you do still ostensibly support the queen, although this is a guy who is, his allegiance is to himself. Is the vibe I'm getting.
Let me clarify a point. When I call her a pretended queen, it's a figure of speech. The Children's Rebellion wants to annihilate the entire caste system. There will be no nobility, there will be no peasantry, everybody will be equal. But so when I say she's the pretender queen, it's sort of a little
Sure.
joke, because the reality is she wants to have so much control over everybody around her that her authority will be absolute. It would be worse than having a queen.
Right.
I honestly, and I'm telling you the truth now, I just want to get out of here. I just want to go home. I just want to get back to some other more normal life. I can't sleep here with these people anymore. I can't look at her face anymore. Not even one more time.
And she's gonna take a long look at you and be like, I understand that perfectly.
Yes. So, I will help you get him out of there if you will help me get out of there. Just get me out of there. And just tell the queen that I helped you. That is all I ask. I don't want any gold. I don't, those young people in there are fools, and most of them don't deserve to die. I think that if you can steal the prince from under Fia's nose, I think it'll go a long way to the people in that camp.
I really wish I had not missed her with my spell.
To understand that she is not the all-powerful leader that they think she is.
Indeed.
And I think it would, and it might just happen to irritate her just a little bit.
Beautiful. Oona, what are you doing?
I'm coming around the way. I have coming back with the group. I wanna ask Hans if Fia ever sent him any love letters.
I may have.
I'm gonna step on your foot.
I may have received her. No, everything she needed to tell me about love.
Air quotes.
She,
Love letters.
she told me face to face.
Uh-huh.
I see.
Lies.
I understand.
Lying bitch.
Yeah.
All right, so he said that.
Yes, Oona, we are going to be helping this fellow, and he will be helping us in return.
Please call me Lord Hans.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're standing in this ravine-ish place with these dead bodies around you. What will you do?
What? I have a question for Hans again.
Yes.
You seem to know these
Lord
things.
Hans, yes.
I'm just gonna go with Hans because I'm not from around here. Since you're on, I understand you don't want to see her anymore, clearly.
Yes.
Evidently from Daphne told me. Would it make sense to not, could you introduce us to them as, not harmful people? Can we go...
I could introduce you to her as prisoners. But what would we do next? I think that's the only way we'd get into camp. Without.
That's an awfully big risk.
Speaking of, they may send a scouting party back here for these bodies. I think we should get out of sight. And I'm sorry, I don't know where we should go. Perhaps one of you has some
You're saying you want to take a long rest?
I think
somewhere to hunker down.
we need to. I simply think that we should. Yes, I would like to take a long rest, but I think we
need to get away
should
from
change locations.
I
Simply
agree.
change locations.
Sounds good to me. There could be people on their way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you good at outdoorsy stuff? I'm kind of good at outdoorsy stuff.
I'm not great.
So before you leave the canyon, is there anything else you want to do?
Oh, canyon.
We did it. I mean,
One question.
Mhm.
Was that wagon really yours, or is that just a wagon you found? Is there anything in the wagon that's
there's some sacks of food. I think they probably would have sent the rotten food. I was not responsible for the wagon prop.
okay?
My
Just making
job-
sure it was a prop.
My job, and I don't think this was the greatest plan, was simply to provide a distraction and see if I could suss out who you were as the old woman.
It feels a little gauche to loot the bodies of child soldiers, but
Well, they might be 20 years old.
I got 5 silver
They're
pieces.
not
Oh,
16. They all are over 18 for sure.
you have to sign the contract. Yeah, I mean, nah, I'm good.
Well, yeah, I would say We need to find somewhere to rest that's
Yes.
not in the direction that they were going.
They will send a scouting party soon.
And it's not in the direction of the bear.
They're going to be coming back for your heads, and when they don't find them, it will be a problem.
That makes sense. The nobility would not know how to find somewhere outside, but I think probably between you and I, we can find somewhere to go.
So,
So I'm thinking one of us should help the other one, but if
Yeah,
the survival
you can-
roll. My modifier is +4. What is yours?
Yours is better than mine.
metagaming, can't do it. Laura,
Oh,
roll
let's do
survival.
All right. Do I get advantage? Is
I
she
lived on a
helping?
boat.
Yeah.
Are you gonna help her?
No. What? I
You're
don't
gonna.
even know
You're
what
gonna.
that means.
She is. What are you doing?
I am going to go up maybe on one of the hills to see if I can find somewhere that looks like it makes sense to stay. That'll be hidden or whatever. And maybe you can help me by telling me like what you saw, so I know what I'm looking for.
I'll help.
Do it.
Great. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Okay. Well,
so it's like a 7 and a something.
It's,
But whatever. It's not enough.
it's only like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So why don't you start going in the direction that
Sure.
you want to go?
All right.
Since you don't really know where
Well.
you might camp around here.
Right. So we think that this camp is north. Is this correct? It is.
So he's told you that
Right,
the
yeah,
camp
that
is
is-
to the north. It's
yeah,
about
it's
2
right,
hours
right, yeah,
march
right.
to the north.
But we don't want to be right in the belly of the beast, so to speak. So I don't know. Do we want to go east or west, perhaps?
Yeah, I'd go sideways.
I would say just get off the road.
Right. We'll go.
Due west.
Yes.
All right. So I imagine you head either north or south out of the sort of canyon before
Yeah.
you head to the west.
Probably north.
Okay. So you head north.
Through the canyon. And
You head north out of the canyon,
Mhm.
and then you leave the road to the west, and you're walking through the woods, and an hour passes or so, and what's the purpose of your journey right now? To find a place to stay?
Yeah. To
Okay, so. So you head off the road like a half an hour to the west, sort of into the woods. You're not on a path or anything, and you've got a Oona roll for survival. You'll have the final chance to find a good camp. Otherwise, you'll just have to have a normal
guiding
camp.
you. Don't fuck it up like I did. So you get to add a d4 to your roll. So, but also roll a d4 and you can add it. Yeah, the pointy one.
So that is 9.
I have a +4.
You guys find a clearing
Right.
that looks far enough for the road that nobody would notice that you're camping there. Doesn't have any fortifications or anything,
Right.
but
Not ideal, but
it's a clearing.
yeah.
So you guys trying to do a long rest?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's
But-
good because it doesn't look like a place anybody would camp.
Yeah,
Is
you're
somebody
pretty
gonna-
beat
is
up. I
somebody
can
gonna
take
keep
watch
watch?
first.
Great.
Yes, I think we should take
So-
turns, but
You're gonna each of you. I forgot where I put my. Hang on a sec. There's a.
forget. Tim, are you an elf?
I'm a human.
Oh, you're a human. Okay.
I must have
8
put my
hours of
instructions about this in the session 2 notes. So just give me one second.
Take your time.
Because I made up my own random encounter idea. Okay. All right. What's the order of watches?
I will take first watch.
Okay. Who's second?
I would take third, I think, because I need uninterrupted REM sleep.
You okay with that?
Yes.
All right.
Don't die.
Roll a d12.
Okay. 3.
Roll a d12, Julie. Oona.
11.
And Hans Christian Andersen. Roll a d12.
Chambly.
8.
8. Okay. Daphne, roll a d20.
2.
Okay. So let's see. You're sleeping in the afternoon. So as the sun starts to go down, you see what looks like a giant butterfly that is about 10, 15 feet, 20 feet away from the camp, sort of flying back and forth, alighting on flowers and stuff. One giant butterfly is flying around about 20 feet from the camp.
I don't like it. Could be evil. I'll watch it, I mean.
You watch the giant butterfly?
Mm-hmm.
It flies away.
Okay.
All right. Otherwise, your watch is uneventful. You all wake up at about 4 a.m. That's your 8-hour rest. Has you at 4 a.m. You're about a half an hour off from the main road, 2 hours south of the camp.
Well, you know, teenagers like to sleep late, so maybe.
I'm studying my spell book, I'm learning my spells, eating my breakfast. Well,
I mean, I hate the idea of being used as bait again, but I am hard pressed to think what else to do. We don't have the numbers to do much else.
and then once we get, so if I lead you into the camp as prisoners, we then have to get her to let you talk to the prince. Have you met the prince?
No.
Do you know about him? Do you think he'll want to talk to you?
I assume not.
See who his mother sent?
Perhaps, but in terms of would the prince care who we are, I would say probably not.
I think he'd be interested to know what his mother thought of him.
Maybe.
And whom she sent after him. And I think I could make that case to him. That he
Morbid
wants
curiosity.
to know. Yes. Now, are you prepared to tell the prince something compelling that'll make him want to come back?
I don't fancy myself, a gifted orator. I don't want to speak for you, Oona, but I feel like perhaps your gifts are also elsewhere.
Why should he go back?
I mean, do we?
I could talk him into going back, but should he go back?
Well, it does sound like there is something up with the queen. I mean, but the question is.
When you say something
is-
up with the queen, but sorry to interrupt.
She is
but what do you mean?
apparently from what we understand, she has been acting a bit erratic, and maybe I guess Valentus is probably busy because Drake is typing, but that she has been not acting herself.
I have always been loyal to the queen. She is a good woman. She became distant after she took power, but I am here on the queen's behalf to return her son to her. Despite her son's odd behavior, I am a servant of the realm, and I wish to bring him home.
And you are confident that pardon this line of questioning. It is purely hypothetical, but you do believe the queen to be the queen and of her own mind. You mentioned even 2 days ago that her calling for help was quite irregular because she could usually handle a blade herself.
Yes, that is true. She didn't lead her troops into battle. She was more of a schemer.
Right, but not a damsel in distress.
I never saw her to be a damsel in distress, as you said. So it is a little strange. but she's asked us to return her son. She's the queen, and honestly, I told you she's also put a lot of people in the dungeons.
That's right.
Since she took power, and with all of you having agreed to, all of us having agreed to try to help her in this, I wouldn't want to run afoul of her.
Do you know what awaits the prince upon return? For absconding in this way?
Well, from what I was told, the queen believes he was kidnapped and has asked us all to try to save him. The signs that we've encountered on the road have not indicated a struggle, as you know, and this man says that the prince was brought in with love letters, although he seems to be slightly biased in this matter. But I think we would be amiss to not even speak with the prince and try to get some answers for
Would
Queen
he talk
Aoife.
to you?
He trusts me. I've been teaching him for the last 11 years, so...
So perhaps that is the angle, rather than, the curiosity of us. He would certainly want to see Valentus.
I would imagine so. He and I have a certain bond that a teacher and student have, I would even venture to say we're friends.
And what if he doesn't want to go back?
We can't find out until we ask.
How does Valentus feel about the fact that he was sent into a death trap?
Yeah, that's a good question. You could ask him.
I'd love to ask.
Was I sent into a death trap?
Well, it sure sounds like it from at least
The
what...
queen asked us to retrieve her kidnapped son, and we've gone on that mission. Did she know we were going to be attacked at every turn? Did the queen know that we were going to be ambushed in a ravine? All she has done is ask us to bring her son back.
Yes. It seems a little sus that the queen doesn't know about this whole children's rebellion thing.
Well, I had never heard of the Children's Rebellion until today, so...
Well, maybe.
I'm sure the news has reached the queen's ears. I don't know that she may not know of the numbers in the camp.
I think it's time to make a decision, guys.
Yeah.
So you woke up, it's 4 a.m., you know where the thing is, you know about some stuff, you have one strategy is presented.
I mean, we can't go in guns akimbo. You know what I mean?
I got that, but I certainly don't like the idea of going in guns taken away from me. All my weaponry taken away.
I have another idea.
Yeah.
What if I can convince Fia that I have persuaded you to join the Children's Rebellion and betray the Queen?
You know her better than we do, but would we seem like good gets?
If she thought that she could send you back, perhaps even with the prince, and work as a double agent for her with the Queen.
I'm going to ask this next question as delicately as I can, but do you trust yourself around her?
Oh. I think I see clearly now. I understand what she is and who she is. And I think that having somebody with the Queen's ear would be a very appealing idea for her. It may fail, and she may have us all executed.
The question then
especially this old man, I'm not sure.
Well, that is what I was going to say.
This older gentleman, I'm not sure that she'll believe that you'll have changed sides. So we may need to bring you.
He can be the prisoner.
Your name was what? Vanilla? Vermilion? We may need to bring you as a prisoner.
That feels more comfy to me.
Do you think that the prince would react best if I was the prisoner, the person to whom he is most well bonded?
That's a very good point, but I don't think that Fia will believe that you have turned on your queen.
And then,
I wouldn't believe that you turned on your queen. You're obviously a man of great loyalty.
And he will probably petition for your release then anyway.
Well, the raven hops up. The raven hops up and like hops on a tree branch
That's a great point.
and looks at you and sort of cocks his head and stares at each of you. Valentus looks at the raven. Do you have a suggestion?
Well, what is that bird that came with you?
I don't quite know yet what to make of him, but I like him.
The raven sort of hops down and hides behind Daphne and just sort of stands behind her, clacks his beak together a little bit.
No doubt he's been feasting on eyes on the battlefield. Valentus, could you make a very good point that you're our best chance at persuading the prince, and perhaps perhaps the prince would in fact. Would the prince believe that you had turned on the queen?
Well, I haven't turned on the queen, and I don't really intend to say that I have. I don't think the prince would react well if I were imprisoned by you. Perhaps if he's friends with Fia, he would have them attack you if he sees his good friend Valentus imprisoned. So I don't know how I feel about that idea, but I do think that if we took a closer look at this compound to some extent, we might get a better idea of how to go in. Maybe you have further information about how to get into the compound.
So you mean breaking into the compound?
I don't know. I've never seen it before.
All right. I will tell you what I know, but I don't know that you have the men to do it.
Well,
I don't think the four of us are going to, and I don't think I'd be of much help.
okay.
It's possible. First, of course, you would die if you storm the compound. There are high walls, there are guard towers with archers,
Right.
and they're not all as incompetent as the ones you met today. Fia takes saving her own skin very seriously. There is a weakness. There is a point that is out of sight of the guard towers that I have occasionally used to take a stroll in the woods, where one might get through a crack in the fusillade. You can't just stroll in. You'd need to take some stealth, but you could get in perhaps and surveil the camp a little better that way. It's not without its risks.
So I'm hearing some options put before us. We could try to sneak into the camp through this weak point in the wall.
Yes, wooden walls. They built it out of the timber of the forest. It's not a castle.
So we could sneak into the place through a hole in the wooden wall. We could all bind ourselves to be your prisoners. I could be bait, which I don't like that idea. And I don't know, maybe there are other options that we might discover if we actually see the place. With my experience in the wars, I don't like to plan an assault without knowing where I'm going to be attacking. But of all the options you've said, I personally like the trying to sneak in.
It is
the best so far.
Yeah, it is certainly possible to get a glimpse of the camp, sneaking in and out. Of course, you may be caught. And if you're caught, I will simply leave.
I'm not particularly gifted at skulking.
Actually, you both have proficiency in stealth.
Yeah, but I have a disadvantage anyways. So
What, armor?
Uh-huh. So
Oona-
I have a +2.
Una
That's
is
not-
Una is proficient in stealth.
Sylvie.
I will say that this is a camp of youths, passionate and rebellious youths. So if you wait until, if we go now or if we wait until nightfall, they will be drinking grog and mead and wine and sampling herbs, and there are very few in that camp that don't partake.
I was going. Oh, go ahead.
I just, you've mentioned sneaking into the camp to catch a glimpse of it. I don't see why we need a glimpse of a camp. We're here to bring the prince back to the queen.
But it will not be a stealth mission if he will not be going willingly.
Well, I know the prince well. I think that we should speak with him. Maybe we can get him outside of the camp to talk to him, or maybe we can, if you are as stealthy as you say, perhaps you can speak with the prince, or you can get him to come outside, because I do feel that if he spoke with me and knew of his mother's concern, and also we need to know what's going on. Why is he at the camp? It's clearly not because of love letters. So I would like to hear from my old student's mouth himself why he has gone to this camp.
What if he is far enough gone that he just sounds the alarm?
I don't know. I don't know. As I said, I haven't seen this place. I don't have the lay of the land yet. Should we go to it? Take a look?
Perhaps. I do want one point of clarification. This, the children's army, is it exclusively children use? Because neither of us are exactly spring chickens,
I've not seen anyone over the age of 25.
Yeah, actually 23.
Yes.
Yeah. You know that Fia is 23 and she's probably the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
But it's people at an age range of 17 to 23.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know the prince's mind. If you know the prince's heart as you say you do.
Oona's only 16, but that's in half orc, so.
I will say this. I believe that the prince is a good person. One, I believe the prince is a good person. And two, I believe the prince and I have a solid bond that he will not just kill me because of some interaction with a woman. I've known him for 11 years. So I'm sure that he will explain himself to me if I have a chance to talk to him. As for you all, again, if the queen trusted you on this mission, and she hears that you have left it may not go well. And I would really like to hear from the prince himself as to why he left.
Do I think Valentus is telling the truth?
You can roll insight.
but it could also be like he believes what he's saying, but who knows if it's, reality.
I think that's a 9? Yeah, it's 11.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Oona
I
here.
think Valentus makes a good case.
Oona is not entirely unsympathetic to the cause of the children's rebellion, since it aligns very strongly with her own world views. So, she feels, I feel, like I could pull off, while not abandoning our quest, that if there was a way to present to Fia that perhaps we were sympathetic to their plight, is there a room for having a conversation that isn't just instantly killing us when we show up?
Well, I think you'd then have to give up, I don't know that she'd let, well, I don't know that she'd let you near the prince.
Okay. So, if I'm to understand, our goal at this point, ideally, would be we need to get the prince to Valentus to have a conversation.
Yes.
This is our goal.
Yes.
Now, I'm not very good at sneaking, however.
Well, we're gonna have to bring him
I
out.
sustained an injury in the war.
I can disguise myself as anyone.
That may be useful. What would you all like to do?
Alright.
I am technically a prisoner of this party myself. So I will let the group decide.
I would suggest maybe that we, or I don't know, because I don't always have the best insight perception. But if we can move along to getting close enough to have that vista
Surveil, yes.
of the place to get a better visual idea and make a decision on.
Sure.
Maybe Mr. Hans could disguise himself and get in to tell the prince that Valentus is nearby and wants to talk to him.
I wouldn't need to disguise myself at all.
Well, then you can
I
go.
I can stroll into that camp. I can't, but I could, I would have to tell them that you two fled. That I did my best after the rest of the group was killed, but that you fled.
Now, this is a huge leap of faith we're going to take here to let you go in there by yourself, knowing that we're hiding in the woods.
Yes, that is true. I may return with 100 men at my breast.
He
To
won't.
slaughter you
But in
mercilessly.
my little perception,
Yeah.
I saw those sad eyes,
Yeah.
the sad dead eyes, needing to get home. I don't think you're gonna do that.
What does this grizzled old veteran with you think of this?
I defer to these two. As long as it is in service of the realm, and I am bringing I'm either finding out from the prince what's going on or bringing the prince home, then I am happy.
I can walk into the camp.
Much that we need to know if the prince is willing to come out and talk to Valentus.
However, if
Thank you.
Valentus, if you're wrong, I'll need to disable the prince before he goes back in and tells the entire camp that I'm their enemy for bringing you.
We will cross that eventuality when we cross it.
Yeah.
But
I won't kill it. I'll simply put him to sleep, and we can carry him away.
it's several moves away from now.
Yes.
So it sounds like you all are thinking of having him disguise himself and go into the camp.
He's just going to go
I
I can simply walk into the camp.
Yeah, we need to go to the hidey hole,
Yeah.
and then he can just walk in and go tell the prince that Valentus is outside.
Okay.
Assuming
And would
Theo
like
lets
to
me
talk to him.
speak with the prince.
Okay.
And to keep it on the down low.
Is that the party's decision?
Yep.
All right. So what do you do next?
Alright, we're gonna have Hans has to show us how to get to this place where he knows where we
It's
can-
2 hours to the north of where you left the road. You know this.
Oh, but specifically the hidey hole place. But yes, we need to start. But I would like to navigate, obviously not on the main road, but making like a westerly northern arc to try to, go around it and then make our way closer.
Okay.
That's my goal.
So you're gonna have to do so. It's you know that you're better on the ocean than you are on the land.
I sure am. I mean, I defer to the group.
I might
So-
suck less at navigating again. We can
Let's-
try, but
Let's
I mean, is there a way to look like a prisoner on the road in case somebody sees us? I don't know.
You
I don't
can.
trust
I
that
can
road.
bind your hands and walk with you.
I do not like this plan. I think we could, stay in the tree line. We don't have to be that far off the road. But I do not like the idea
Yeah,
of
I
being
don't
on the road
wanna
as a
go back
prisoner.
there.
We are not doing this.
Roll perception, Oona.
God, no. It's gonna be like a 5.
Okay, nothing. So, you're gonna try to cut your way through the trees, or you're gonna go on the main road, or what are you gonna do?
I mean, my vote would be to go through the trees, but like, you know, not super far in. You know, like
You mean,
skirt the road.
Close to the road?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that would be easier,
Yeah.
right? Then you wouldn't get lost,
Mhm.
maybe. So is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take about 25 minutes, 20 minutes to get back close to the road, and then you start heading north towards the Children's Rebellion
Yep.
camp. Laura, make a survival, or Daphne, make a survival roll.
14.
Great. Nothing bad happens.
Great.
As you cut your way through the woods, you're climbing over logs. There's big patches of like wet foliage
I
that
know,
you're
Valentus.
a little suspicious about. Valentus is hobbling along. He's like, I would actually like to be on the main road, but I respect you all. You know, it's you're cutting through the forest, and Oona, make a survival roll.
11.
Good. So you narrowly miss tripping on a rock, but you don't trip on a rock, and
Yeah.
you roll down a
Yeah.
hill and hit your head on something. But you see how you might have if you had stepped just a little bit wrong. You continue through the woods. You don't really see anybody on the road or anything. Tim,
Chumley!
Chumley, make a survival roll, please.
Franz Chumley.
I'm not gonna survive. It's 3 plus. I can't. I'm too old here. Sorry. 5.
So, Chumley, you're squeezing under this like really thickly brambled sort of
Brambles.
furry bush thing, and you're like pulling back 2 or 3 branches of it to try to squeeze under, and it slips out of your hand. The branch slips out of your hand and just clocks you in the head, and
Damn!
you take 2 hit points of damage,
Alright.
Ouch.
a third of your life.
I mean, seriously.
You there, healer! Can you heal me in some way?
Well, but the thing is, I can only do 2 spells in a day. but maybe I can patch it up the old-fashioned way. Can I do like a medicine check? Maybe.
Sure, do a medicine check.
These brambles.
Yeah, no, stop complaining like a baby.
I hate these woods. Oh, why did I come here?
16.
Okay.
Just stay still.
You get 1 hit point back.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
So finally, you make it to sort of the end of the woods, and then there is just a massive open plain, and about there's like trees and stuff sort of beyond the structure that you see, but there's nothing but open space between you and the structure, and it is a large camp rounded by a tall palisades with sort of spiky wooden tops, 10 feet, 12 feet tall, large camp. Looks like it can hold a lot of people. There are 2 thatch-roofed wooden guard towers that stick up on each side of a somewhat open wooden gate, and it's about 300 feet away from you, and that's what you see.
Well, he was the lion.
About that anyway.
Valentus, what say you? I'll try to talk to the prince today, and meet me. Can I point to him where the weak spot is?
Well, you know that the weak spot is on the other side. You're looking at the front of the structure. You're south of the structure, and you're looking north at the front of it, and you know that the weak spot is in the back.
Do I feel confident enough to give him directions on how to get there at night?
On Valentus to get to the weak spot?
At night, yeah. I'm gonna have the prince come out and meet him at the weak spot.
Yeah, you could do that.
So I'm gonna explain to him, I propose that you meet me there after nightfall, when the guards will have less line of sight and they can't see you approaching the fort.
Okay, and that's where we'll end our session for today. As you stare towards the very large, imposing wooden palisade, potentially brimming with a bunch of 17 to 23-year-old soldiers bent on total equality and the removal of dueling as a rite of passage, knowing that the prince and some woman who likes to sleep with wayfish men, who's really good with a pair of derringers, is inside there. What will happen next? No one knows.
And is that Raven Petra?
We enjoyed most about today's session. What we would have be different, or what we enjoyed least, or what we would like to have different about today's session, and what we're looking forward to, or what we'd like to see happen in the next session. Please.
Sure. Well, I think my favorite thing was getting to meet a new character and see, and just
Thank you.
see how like the group dynamic changes, because it always will, and made some really good, bold, strong choices, which I really enjoyed. This isn't even something, to fix for the next session, but I am looking forward to leveling up.
You will.
Yeah, getting
You all will be going to level 2.
cool.
It's been 3 sessions, right?
4.
This is session 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought I thought I did it.
This is
We
session
did a
3.
rolling
This is session 3.
session, and then we.
Oh,
did
right, yeah. So
session
it's the 4th gathering, but the 3rd.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna level up in between sessions here.
Oh, great, yeah. Because
You just had a big fight.
hanging out at level 1 is a bummer for me personally. So then that works out, and I am looking forward to starting the castle. We'll see.
I hope we don't storm that castle.
No, I don't want to, but yeah, just whatever comes next.
Yeah, it was really fun having Hans join us and like having that was just really cool. I just love the layout and the landscape, and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that
so
looked
neat
great.
in the battle. I really liked it, and
Thank
just
you.
the collision of worlds of like 17th century European politics with guns ablazing, with
Right.
guys climbing ropes into the sky. It's just like, what the fuck? It's pretty dope. And what was it? What I liked, what I changed from what I'm excited about or something? What was it?
What you liked most, what you liked the least, or what you like to have different,
Oh, I
and
guess
then what you're
one
looking
of
forward
these
to.
is just learning and playing is like when when you're in a situation and you don't know if something is supposed to happen there or if moving on is like when you're beating a dead horse and when you're not, you're just like
That is a lifelong tabletop skill.
Just be like,
I don't. Yeah.
is there something here? Because like when he said the children's rebellion, I was like, damn, we should have asked some more questions when we were talking to the queen. Like, what the fuck? That's to not question anybody enough. And what I'm looking forward to, well, it was just so, I mean, this is another, it was so fun, just like, I just love, obviously, I'm still just so grateful and love how much, like, thought and work you guys are putting into this, and just that feeling of, like, oh my god, the plot thickens, and that's, like, when it truly puts you in that place of, like, I don't know what to do, like, this is too much. There's too many variables. That it's just really fun, and I'm glad I didn't die.
Yay!
Yay!
Mikhail Gorbachev?
Yeah, I thought just the role-playing dynamics of everybody was super fun. I really liked, each person's point of view, and sticking with it and coming up with those different plans. I like javelin time.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought it's very fun.
Yeah.
Just talking
It was.
was fun.
Yeah.
Anything you're looking forward to, or you want to be different?
No notes.
Okay.
Yes, what I liked the most. I really fucking liked the group. I liked interacting with the other characters in character. It was great and a lot of fun. And it was fucking cool. And I enjoyed playing, I was nervous about playing this character and how could I play someone that has higher intelligence score than I probably have. And I think I'm sort of starting to get the vibe of it. What I did not like was, as much as I understand the absolute necessity of it from a story and role-playing perspective, being in the pocket dimension during the fun battle.
I could see that. I could see you being
Yeah.
like, oh.
It was not, I would have rather have been there. I know that I could not be fighting, although wanting to get out of the Children's Rebellion, and so therefore not wanting to, not able to openly declare for the party yet, and therefore cast sleep on, in fact I had to make deliberately bad spellcasting choices as really what I would have done is just immediately slept the entire party, and then had my Children's Rebellion people come and kill them while I slept, if I'd really been on their side. But
As
yeah.
a player creating a character,
Yes.
choosing spells.
Right.
But missing the battle was a bit of a, I was like, oh, I can't wait for the, then what am I looking forward to? The next battle.
Sure.
Where
Fair enough.
Where I'm on a side, on a team, and give me the ball, coach.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed putting together the little three-dimensional
Yeah.
thing.
It looked great.
Thank you. I like took pictures of it a month ago and was all stoked to, because you guys are supposed to get ambushed in the last thing. You're supposed to get attacked by a bear and then ambushed. So I've been ready to set that thing up for a while. So it was really fun to get it all set up and do the whole battle, and it was fun, even though Michael really didn't want me to. It was fun to unleash Fia's powers. Like I'm like, she's gonna do that thing where and Michael's like, really? You're gonna hurt them like that? I'm like, I'm gonna do the no, you're gonna kill them. But the cone didn't reach Daphne, so it's okay.
I'm glad you got to see how dangerous this bitch is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, she's she told the dead on the assassins that were trying to kill the queen too.
She did what on that?
Told the dead. That's the
That's
thing
the
that she was
cantrip.
casting with the
Okay.
bells.
Yeah.
It's a deadly cantrip.
Don't mess.
Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing how the
Oh,
ravens.
sorry.
Yeah, that she, the...
Yes, I'm sorry. I wasn't,
No,
I
that's
wasn't
you.
calling you this bitch. I was
No.
calling Fia this bitch.
But that would also be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, it was fun to unleash Fia's fury. I was having a hard time being patient while you all were deciding what to do. I just wanted to be like, make a choice, go to the thing. And so that's something I want to see different about me, is because like the whole idea is getting everybody together to create a story. And so I was really excited that you found the decision making difficult and nuanced, because the idea of making this game was to have a lot of political intrigue and difficult choices, and I was sort of questioning myself as I was making it up, like, am I actually going to be able to give them that option? Like, am I going to be able to make up enough layers that shit is actually complicated? And listening to you all trying to figure out how to get into the camp and like trying to think about like what would Valentus's motivations actually be here, what would he be comfortable with and whatnot, and just sort of seeing everybody make a plan was really cool, and I liked I really like having Tim for the role playing aspect. You know, as I was saying earlier about getting a fifth player or whatever, like I don't want to just get a person to be the fifth player, because y'all are, you know, being the character and living the world.
I just want to say, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but just story-wise too, I just so enjoyed, because there's these moments, again, this is my first, there's these moments like when Tim gets introduced, you're like, there's no fucking way that we're going to be on the same side. And then watching this evolution of, oh no, we actually need to do this, and I'm convinced, and like, it was just, that transition was so awesome. And then similarly to, like, I was having the experience as, you know, Oona, because when I created this character, it's like, oh, well, she's totally not into all the politics and intrigue and whatever, but then now it's like, oh, but I completely
I loved that
feel
choice
for
too.
this cause, and this is going to cause some serious fucking problems.
No, it'll be a really interesting arc, I think.
Like,
It's cool.
She's like, that's actually what I want out of the world too. This is problematic. I love it.
Yes, good. So if everything's an easy decision, it's just like, oh, kill the goblins, oh, kill the dragon, oh, kill the monster. Like, that's what I gotta do. Oh, this person's bad, kill them. Then it's not as in depth of a game. So I'm really glad that it has those layers to it. So our next thing is on the 25th, 2 Sundays from now, and then if Brock is out, we don't have to shift the dates. It's still sort of on his game weekend. Do you care if it's on